Today is Christmas Eve, which means tomorrow is Christmas Eve, and the day after is Christmas itself. Very, very exciting. I hope everybody is having a great holiday time, and let me know in the comments section below, what are your plans for Christmas and Christmas Eve and all that good stuff? What are you doing with your family and friends? Hopefully you got some good stuff in store. As for me, we'll be hosting Christmas Eve tomorrow and then just laying low on Christmas Day, just kind of chilling around the house. So I'm really pumped about that. It feels so good not to have a single worry in the world. Like I don't have to worry about school at all right now. It is amazing. So let's dive right into day 10 of the 12 days of Christmas here on the Disney Docket channel. And today we have a mega review. This is a record day of Christmas on my channel because I have never reviewed 6 cars. I've never even reviewed 4. I've never reviewed 5. This is a huge day. This is like throwing 6 touchdown passes in a single game. I'm so excited right now. And of course, thank you FinSilver16 for the suggestion to do these mud racers. Now I know there are some more that I haven't reviewed, including TG Castlenut, Steve Slick LePage, and what's the other one? Who is the other one? Gosh darn it, I can't even remember the other one. Or maybe that was all of them. I'm not entirely sure. But anyways, I think the original 6 here will suffice, or at least the 5 plus the 1 from Wave 2. But we're not taking a look at the Wave 3 ones today, and hopefully that is no big deal. I mean, that would be a lot of cars to review, like 8 or 9 cars in one video. But yeah, thank you FinSilver16. I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope everybody who suggested the mud racers enjoys it, because a lot of people did in fact suggest them. So let's just get right into the video here. These 3 are already loose because I got them from an Amazon 3-pack. They came in like this kind of weirdly shaped box where they were already loose in some sort of like blister form. So yeah, that's why they're already loose, and it has been fun to kind of roll them around because I haven't opened any other mud racer singles, and those are the only ones I have loose. So take a look here at the package of Lightning McQueen. You can see his wonderful art there, looking nice and fierce. They do have real suspension, so that's really cool right there. You can see how he bobs up and down. Try me. Mud Racing. This is the first event in the XRS Extreme Racing Series. Then, of course, the second event was Drag Racing, which I did a video on for day 3, I think. So check out that video if you haven't already. I'll put the link in the description below, or the card suggestion pop-up. And you can see the description reads, the Extreme Racing Series is a high-octane challenge that takes Lightning McQueen and his racing friends to a new level of competition. The first event of the series celebrates mud and mayhem at Thunder Hollow. Lightning and his friend, or his fellow Piston Cup racers, will learn the skills it takes to compete as extreme racers. And you can see Cruz, Jackson, Cal Weathers, and Speedy Comet as other ones available. They were all available as singles despite there being this Amazon 3-pack. So there are the other 2 right there. And the third event in the XRS is Rocket Racing, which those ones haven't really hit the United States or anywhere yet. Here we have Cal Weathers with some nice art as well. Of course, you can try him. I really like his expression. I can't wait to take a closer look. And by the way, the blisters have a nice kind of muddy feel, or kind of like an off-road-esque design. And on the back here, you can see Barry DePedal with a very weird standard prototype image here. You can see his eyes are just so wacky and his mouth is wide open. He really doesn't look anything like that. And Cruz's also looks weird. They all kind of look a little weird. Their eyes are just so big and cartoonish. And last but not least, here is Cruz. On the back, you can see McQueen's little artwork there, which also looks a little strange. Seems like they just didn't animate these like they usually do. They just didn't do them the same. All right, I'll be right back with these 3 awesome releases all opened up. So here is the whole gang opened up, and they are looking fantastic. They really do look good, and I encourage you guys to give these non-canon series a chance. A lot of people are hating on, these XRS racers and, Fireball Beach, Thomasville, and yes, some of them aren't the best. I really don't like the Fireball Beach racers because they're just so boring. They really are just sandy versions of all the other cars that we already know. But these ones are actually really nice. They all have unique paint jobs, and they all have, of course, suspension. And I know you do pay a little bit more, but if you're gonna pay more, do not buy the Fireball Beach Racers. I mean, literally, that costs the same as these. And these you're getting way more bang for your buck. So that's my take on these non-canon expanded universe cars. Even though we don't get a book or a short anymore that kind of illustrates this storyline to us, we can use our imaginations, maybe make some stop motions or stuff like that. But let's dive right into the review here. Which should we go with first? Eeny, meeny, miny, Cruz. Okay, we'll get you out of the way because I'm not a big fan. Actually, Jackson's probably my least favorite here, but we'll go with Cruz anyway. So she does have a brand new expression here. I think almost everybody does, although Barry DePedal, for example, his doesn't look as drastically different. But yeah, they do have a nice new expression to Cruz that gives her a fresh look. Even the mouth is slightly different. I like how she's looking up and to the right there, her right. I mean, it just gives a little bit more character than the standard looking straight on clone-ish, or yeah, just kind of more of a robotic expression. On the hood there, you have XRS. The X is in blue, and of course, you'll see that on every XRS racer, the X changes colors and the RS stays the same. You have kind of this black mud splash with the tire track behind it designed to insinuate off-road. I really do like that. And then you have 51, her number there. Headlights, you have some mud upsplash right here, which is a nice detailing. You have these extended fenders, which are painted in black matte paint, which is awesome. I mean, the fact that they did it in matte is really, really cool instead of just, typical gloss paint. So that was a nice touch. Taking a look here at the tires. Well, first, you can even look inside the fenders, and they detailed a little spring in there, which is an awesome touch. The tires themselves have treads, which is awesome. They are plastic, though. They're not rubber. Then you have the blue rim, and then a lot of mud, dirt, or kind of splash around the wall of the tire there. So you can see some black, but most of it is dirtied up. On the side here, you have the same logo as on the hood, just a little bit bigger. You have these protector side barriers here, the runner boards in blue, which is a nice plastic accessory piece right there. You can't move them or take them out though. Gives her some added protection. Same deal here in the back. You have the gas cap. On the roof, you have nothing, which is a little weird, except for the roof flaps. Nothing on the spoiler either, but on the sides, you do have Dynaco there really small. On the back here, you have the classic Dynaco logo with the big boy dinosaur. I really do love that logo. But you can see here that they reverted back to standard just blue decals instead of the metallic blue decals that we're kind of used to seeing on Cruz nowadays. If you guys remember, back when they initially released Dynaco Cruz, she had these just standard blue decals, just a typical blue color, but then they made them a little bit more accurate to the movie by making them metallic, which actually, looks really, really good. But with XRS, they reverted back to the blue, which, I mean, we can't really argue with because we all know how she looked in the storyline. I mean, we don't have a book or anything, or even a short. And then you have 51 there. I love the mud flaps that they gave to all these racers. Again, a nice touch, a nice addition that, Mattel, they didn't have to do that, but they did. I mean, the suspension and these bars here in the fenders, it's really, combines for a nice quality die-cast release here. And there's the base if you're interested. My only concern really is that they gave mud detailing here. They're like, okay, we're going to make her look realistic, like she's been off-roading. And then they just gave up. They're like, no mud, no mud. Actually, can you see some mud in there? No, that's just the design. So they really just kind of tired out here. They didn't put any mud detailing on the back fenders. So it looks like she just kind of got her front toes wet, essentially, her front tires wet. And then back down. Ouch, he's scared out. But yeah, I do like Cruz though. Now we'll move on to a Jackson Storm, who I really don't like. I just don't like his expression. I mean, it is a little different than the typical one. He has kind of like a concerned, worrisome look there with the mouth on a angle. But I don't know, I'm just not a big fan of his design here. Anyway, though, taking a look at the hood, you have XRS there. Again, the X is in his typical light blue, 2.0 for his number. On the side here, you can see piston cup, combustor, carbon fiber, and synergy for the contingency sponsors. He's got black rims, which look really nice, actually. That is a pro for him. Light blue side berries here, of course, XRS again. And then the roof is pretty much the same as it was before with the 2.0 and the little blue pinstriping. One thing that's different though is that the Jackson Storm signature is barely visible because now it's in black, whereas before it was in white. Actually, it looks like it says something else. I guess it just says Jackson Storm, but it looks a little bit longer. I guess it just has that S design in the middle, like the S here on the side, and that's what kind of makes it look a little bit longer, if you guys know what I mean. On the spoiler here, you have his sponsor being Igniter. If we can focus in here, there we go. Liquid Adrenaline. And you have a gas cap right there. And on the back here, what's strange about this is that he doesn't have his Piston Cup Champion logo there, or the decal that he does in the movie once he is not a rookie anymore. So this is, of course, rookie Jackson Storm because he has the yellow rookie racing stripes. But after that season, he got a little decal here that says Piston Cup Champion. I think he even had decal up on, behind the fender here as well. But they did not add that for the XRS design here. Now, this again could be because, he just doesn't have it in the XRS storyline, or Mattel just kind of cheaped out because it would make sense that he has that decal. I don't know why he would remove it, considering he's quite arrogant. But anyways, you just have 2.0 and Igniter. So a pretty lackluster design in my opinion. Definitely my least favorite XRS racer. Moving on now to Barry DePedal, who is my second least favorite XRS racer. Just because, again, the design just doesn't really pop out for me. I mean, take a look here at the hood. Well, first of all, his color changed a little bit. It's more blue now instead of purple, which I'm not a big fan of. I feel like it should be more purple. But yeah, you really just have this orange kind of goalpost design here, and then you have XRS. X now is in orange. His expression in the eyes is a little different, looking a little bit more determined, and his mouth is now flipped from a frown to a smile, and that actually does look pretty good. His vents have changed a little bit here. Well, now you can see even some mud detailing around them. Jackson had some of that as well. So it looks like for almost all, well, actually, no, they added some mud detailing on the back for Jackson, as they should have with Cruz. See what I'm saying, guys? Mattel needs to do that kind of stuff on all the racers, not just one or two. Again, you have those. Oh, actually, these should be the same sponsors that Jackson had. You can see here on the normal Barry DePedal, he's got Piston Cup, Combustor, Carbon Fiber, and Synergy. But they put the stock car sponsors, the ones that McQueen has, being Octane Gain, RPM Revolting, and Clutch Aid. So that probably is another mistake, but, obviously we can't confirm that. But most likely it is, unfortunately. He's got the extended fenders again. Now, Jackson, I forgot to mention, his extended fenders were much smaller than Cruz's. Cruz's looked really nice and they protruded out there. And Barry's does a little bit as well, but Jackson certainly did not. Anyway, he has blue rims here, gray sidebars there, XRS, 64 on the roof there with the roof flaps. Classic pinstriping design there leading to the spoiler. The spoilers are almost exactly the same. Gas cap is there, although it is kind of painted over. You can still kind of see the engraving. On the back here, you have almost the same exact design as the normal release, just without those yellow rookie stripes. And now he does, of course, have those mud flaps. Now, one unique thing about Barry is that this side is not the same as the other side. He's not symmetrical. You can see that this purple is much more prevalent on this side than it is over here. You can see that there's only like a little clip of purple there, but here it is way larger. You can see it very good from this angle. So that's cool, at least, because it's not really like that. He is pretty symmetrical on the normal version, so I don't know if that was just kind of a misalignment of the decals on this one, but either way, I take it as a positive, and they did give him some mud detailing there around the fenders, so Barry's not too bad, but I'm just not a big fan of the color. Moving on now to Lightning McQueen, who I actually do really like. So first of all, it seems like they widened his body out again for this. So as you guys know, when Cars 3 came out and McQueen was released, they kind of shortened or narrowed his body from the wider version that we saw all the way from Cars 1 and Cars 2. You can see how he's a little bit wider. And it seems like they kind of went back to that wider design here, a little bit more rounded as well, instead of the narrow and just kind of straight up design that they changed it to. But, you know, no big deal. I do like the more rounded version anyway. The expression's pretty basic, but it does look nice to be changed a little bit. You have 95 below the headlight there, some mud, lots of mud actually. X is in a yellow to orange to red gradient. 95 is in the black kind of off-road font, which is interesting because Jackson's was in his typical 2.0 font and Cruz's was in a more XRS font. So it seems like they are pretty active in changing that, which I like. Shows that they are willing to change it, you know, depending on the character. You guys, contingency sponsors there, Ocaniya, RPM, Revolting, and Clutch Aid. Some nice red rims, which are really nice. I really like the spokes there. They are a little bit different, so I guess those would be next gens technically. And yeah, the stock cars have a different type of wheel. Interesting, I never realized that before. The black fenders are nice. Of course, you have the sidebar, XRS again there. Nothing on the roof, which is strange. So it seems like they either remove everything from the roof or they just keep it exactly the same. There you have the gas cap, 95 again. Nice little yellow design back here. That looks really cool, two-tone against the spoiler. And on the back here, you have absolutely no decals except for that 195, which I do find a little strange. This whole part here just looks naked. I mean, they really need to add something there. But, oh well. No big deal. I do like McQueen a lot, don't get me wrong. He's either my second or third favorite. We'll see here after we take a look at Speedy Comet, who is probably a big fan favorite amongst everybody just because everybody loves Speedy in general, and Blinker is a cool sponsor, making Speedy actually one of the rarer piston cut racers or rare releases in general from Cars 3. So you can see they changed his expression a ton. The eyes are way different and his mouth is much farther open, which looks good. He's very passionate for this race. They added some mud detailing around the fenders there with the vents, 21 below the headlight. XRS, the X is in blue, 21 in the font of his typical Blinker sponsor. Black fenders are pretty narrow. He's got those blue rims. No orange trim like we see on the normal version. Octane gain, RPM, revolting clutch hit again. You have orange sideboards there. XRS. And then the roof stayed. Whoa, where are you going there, pal? The roof stayed exactly the same, so my theory holds true, which is just kind of lazy. I mean, both are lazy, either removing everything or keeping it the same, but it doesn't look too bad. You can kind of see the stars behind the 21 there for the idea of blinking, so technically not stars, but blinks. His 3 window bars are much closer together than they are on the normal version. There's the gas cap. You have the blinker logo there in front of the spoiler. And on the back here, very similar designs. You even still have the camera, 21, 21. They did remove connecting engine to engine, which is a little disappointing. I'm kind of upset that they did that. I mean, that's a nice slogan. And of course, he didn't have rookie stripes anyway because the stock cars were never rookies in Cars 3. There was not a single rookie stock car in Cars 3. So yeah, Speedy's pretty nice. I do like him. The expression could be a little bit better. I don't know. It just kind of deters me a little bit, even though it is different. I guess I'm a bit of a hypocrite. I shouldn't be a beggar. Beggars can't be choosers, I guess. Now, this is my favorite. I know for sure Cal Weathers here is my absolute favorite mud racer just because the expression is perfect. I can't ask for anything more from this guy. I absolutely adore his expression. It's so great to see Cal Weathers, who kind of gets pushed around in the movie a little bit, to have such a vigorous look to him here. So I'm really happy about that. His mouth is wide open. I hope he won the mud race. I really think he did with that expression. But anyway, he does have a orange X there for the logo, 42 in his typical Dynaco font. Grill, some mud detailing. He's got those blue rims we were talking about. Fenders, very thin. Same contingency sponsors. Got this orange sidebar. Just to compare the two there, they're different shades of orange. Oh no, they put Hank Weathers here on the roof edges. I didn't even know that. So if you guys don't know, Hank was actually the original name for Cal Weathers, but they changed it last minute. And there are some early productions, some early releases of Cal here from Cars 3, where it does say Hank there. And they eventually changed it, and it didn't take them too long to change it. But, I mean, that came out way before the XRS racers here, so it seems like they reverted back accidentally. The roofs are the same. Dynaco. Gas cap there. Lots of mud detailing, which is nice. I love that. I'm kind of upset about that Hank Weathers thing. I hadn't noticed that before. And the backs are exactly the same. They're identical, which is a little upsetting, but no big deal. The expression is all I need for Cal. He just looks phenomenal with that expression. But yeah, guys, that will pretty much do it for the video here. As I close up, I do want to do a few more ending comparisons. I apologize again. I am still a little sick, as I'm sure you can hear in my voice. But yeah, just want to do a few more comparisons. Cruz Ramirez, drag racer versus mud racer. Who do you prefer? I have to go with the drag racer. I just really like drag racing overall compared to off-roading. We're going to do the same thing here with McQueen. And also, why not throw in the off-road McQueen from Radiator Springs 500.5, the shorts. They really should just make more cars from the shorts that already exist than creating new non-canon cars. You know what I'm saying? Even though they are old shorts, unless they make a new short, which I kind of doubt they will. Or actually, no, I have faith that eventually they will make another short in time. Here we have a Jackson Storm. Now, I know I don't actually have a review of this guy on my channel, the XRS Drag Racing Jackson, and that's because I haven't opened them yet, but this guy's from another one of those Amazon 3-packs, so I already have him loose. But don't worry, I will still hopefully do a video on the remaining drag racers and mud racers. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this very long episode or day of the 12 days of Christmas. I figured day 10, I mean, it's a Monday. I mean, what else you guys got to do early? I shouldn't say that. You guys have a lot of good things to do on a Monday, but I mean, it's a little bit more of a slower day. So hopefully you guys have some time to sit back and relax and enjoy this day of Christmas. We'll even toss the XRS Deluxes in on the background there. They're very forgettable releases. Even Miss Fritter, oh my gosh, she's so big. Oh, that looks awesome. That picture is beautiful. That is screenshot worthy for sure. Thanks again for watching day 10 of the 12 days of Christmas. I will see you tomorrow on Christmas Eve for day 11. Bye now.